Well, you remember in Titanic, when it started going down and things just started getting launched off as the bow came up in the air and the stern sank down real quick. He was just getting thrown. I imagine that's what happened to him, and he just landed safely in a lifeboat with no injury. Because that ship is, how high do you think it is from the waterline to up where he was? Probably 100 feet, something like that. And if he was catapulted,
Wow, boy.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
That'd be like our good friend Sam Iverstein jumping off the back of the USS Eisenhower.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's a long way down.
That's a long way down.
Yeah, but I guess if you land in a lifeboat, it's the way to go.
Oh yeah, you trip, fall, and
yeah. So the latest I read today was that he said he was gonna stay on the ship. This is a recording from him, or not from him, but from the Coast Guard conversation, or that he was saying he was gonna stay on the ship.
Right.
And I don't know if he was doing that from land, that he's or where he was calling from at the time, but he said he was gonna stay there. So
yeah, you just say, yeah, I'm on the ship now. Just keep looking for me.
Keep looking. I'm there.
I'm here.
Oh, you're on the aft end. I'm up on the forward end. I'm
on the other end now.
Just wait there. Yeah.
I'm here.
I'm on the starboard side.
You stay there. You conduct. You get everybody off from that side. I'll get everybody off on this side. I'll send them to you.
I'm grabbing a bite to eat. I'll be right there.
Right. I heard he got a nice meal before.
Nice meal. Well, it's gonna be an all-nighter with that. So you want to get something to eat.
You want to get something.
Nobody works well on an empty stomach, and there's not gonna be any place to stop for food afterwards. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta come up with a good lie on an empty stomach.
The other thing he said was that originally, the story was not his story, but the story out there was that he was driving close to land so he could wave to his grandfather on the island. Did we decide that was called Gigolo?
Gigolo Island. Yeah.
Gigolo Island. Yeah, he was going to wave to Grandpa. But now he's saying that the company ordered him to drive in close like that, basically for publicity, so everybody can see the ship and see what it does when it hits ground and tips over.
Wait, is this like John Lovitz, the captain, John Lovitz? And it was
that's the ticket.
My grandfather was there.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
I was on the ship the whole time, and yeah, that's the ticket.
That's the ticket.
It's like he just keeps just saying words. It's like I'll keep saying stuff till you, till you believe one of them.
Yeah, it was a little crazy, but I'm sure it'll. The bad thing about this is that when it goes to trial, and I'm sure he's going to have some sort of trial, it's all going to be in Italian, and we're not going to be able to watch it, or it'll have subtitles, or they'll have like a translator, kind of like a monotone translator that doesn't interject the same feeling, or it'll just sound really weird, really off.
Hey, you know what I've heard, and I believe this to be true, that translators, let's say somebody who is translating Italian, right, for the viewers at home, they actually speak English very well, and they fake the accent. So,
to make it sound like they're real?
To make it sound like, to make it sound, and it's ridiculous, because,
weird.
Please get them back on board.
So you get the feeling that they're actually Italian.
Right, yeah. Oh, dude, that's true. They do that. It's crazy. It's pretty silly.
Yeah.
But
interesting thing I noticed last night. There was it was actually the Saturday Night Live last night. It was a replay, but one of the people on there was I don't remember his name, but he was British, and he was the guy that played on the Facebook movie. He played the guy that helped him out, his roommate that helped him.
Yeah.
In the movie, he had an American accent. But in real life, he's British, and I didn't even notice in the movie. Now, if you think back to other movies, like Mel Gibson has a British or Australian accent, and other people have British accents, and when they speak English as an American, you don't notice it. They just sound normal. But if an American tries to speak with a British accent or an Australian accent, we just sound kind of funny.
Right.
Have you noticed this in movies and everything?
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
Why can we not fake accents?
I'm not sure. I don't understand how the British people can sing American with an American accent. They sing with like an American accent, The Beatles,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. But that's because it would,
Yeah.
because it would sound stupid if they did it.
Right.
English accent. I don't. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know why it's like that.
Never know.
Never know. Maybe it's just because I guess it goes to prove that we don't have the accents and they do. It's weird.
The phony accents.
But I wonder what causes
Maybe they're just
the accent to
faking it the whole
change.
time.
Yeah, that could be.
They're just faking it.
But what if you think back, I don't know, a few hundred years ago, when everybody came over here from England, they must have all talked that way, right? So what happened?
With a bunch of these and thous and
Yeah, and crumpets and tea and. But where did the accent go? I mean, what happened to it?
lost to the seas.
I mean, you lose it if you move. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're done with the nautical stuff. If you move from the north to the south, you may start talking like they do in the south, or vice versa. But if you move from somewhere where there's no people, from England, to where there's no people other than other people that came with you, where does the change come from?
I'm not sure. Well, like you and I, we don't have a particularly regional accent because I was born in Pennsylvania and ended up in Virginia, so I think that actually just kind of offset each other because in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, they say yins, and in Virginia they say yaw, and it just kind of canceled each other out. I was left with like a non-accent, like a Floridian, and
Floridian.
you're kind of the same. You don't have like a regional accent. Now, did Jack pick up a northeastern? Does he have a
Jack? This is interesting. This is interesting because Jack was born in California, and came to Connecticut, was where Jack lived. And when he first went to school, he had a bit, kind of a speech impediment. He couldn't say things quite right, like he couldn't pronounce.
Like,
he couldn't.
Water, please. Water.
He could. That's pretty much it. He couldn't pronounce R's.
Yeah.
And so the teachers would try to help him, and he told them it was his accent. This was it's California. I mean, he was in kindergarten. Well, I guess he claimed to have a Boston accent, even though he wasn't really from there. But it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then he got out of that. He did a little bit of speech therapy, and they actually told him to growl like a lion. So it actually worked, because when he started saying words like one word he couldn't say was girl. He would say like girl. He would do that. It would sound like he was going to attack you or anything. It'd be like girl, because he'd make a conscious effort to say it that way, and it actually worked. Where he can't even tell he's from California anymore.
That's funny. Well, my friend, the one who lives in Florida, Deborah, she's horrified that her little boy is getting a very, very southern drawl.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
And she doesn't know. She doesn't know who's talking to him, where he's getting this accent. Because he says, "I'm going down." She's like, "What?" Yeah, I'm going to go lay down. And,
that's funny. Yeah, kids will pick it up, even if it's just from like TV or something. They'll pick it up quick.
Oh yeah, well he's like he watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, so he's saying Jack, like Jack Skellington. I like Jack. It's very, very, very pronounced. It's like almost like he's doing it on purpose, but it's like it's so funny.
Yeah, my nephew, when he was growing up, he watched a lot of Sesame Street, and he would speak. I don't know, it wasn't broken in. It was kind of broken English, because every once in a while he would throw in a Spanish word instead of an English word.
That's awesome.
Like his word for water was agua. And,
agua. Wow.
Yeah,
he'd
it
say
was weird.
Peligro, Dad. Peligro.
Yeah, he was funny.
Actually, I got that from Sesame Street. That's how I know the word danger. And piso mojado is a wet floor. I learned that from
from
having to
experience,
mop, from mopping.
from mopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched Sesame Street in a few years, so I don't know what they're doing. But I've heard they've got some crazy things going on with Cookie Monsters and other things.
Oh, there was something in the news the other day. They were saying they introduced their first character who was oh, the word's not hunger anymore. It's food insecurity. So
What?
one of the Muppets did not know where their next meal was coming from.
Oh,
So that's how the kids were
jeez.
going to learn to deal with poverty. But they were
Oh,
food insecure. Like, what the heck is that?
but everybody on Sesame Street was poor. That was the
Yeah, well, the guy lived in the garbage can.
yeah.
I mean, how much,
Yeah,
how much
yeah, how
poorer
much
do you
poorer
have to
can he
be?
get? He actually lives in a garbage can. Not even a dumpster, a garbage can.
Right? Yeah, not a dumpster. He'd be
Yeah,
loving life if he lived in a garbage can.
yeah, yeah. That was the good old days, huh?
Well,
And
did you know that? Here's the crazy thing: is you hear about the when the Republicans, back to our initial thing, want to cut funding from PBS, they always
hmm
say, "Oh, we'll lose quality programming like Sesame Street and this and that." But the fact is that Jim Henson's estate
hmm
retains all the rights to Sesame Street, so they are making crazy money. I mean, you'd think, freaking A, dude, Elmo could pay for this whole network. That little red bastard. I mean, kids love him.
Oh yeah.
Everything is like Elmo. I'm sure Jack had like it
I'm
looked
trying
like
to
his
think of Jack.
wardrobe
Who Jack?
was
Yeah. Oh no, Jack wasn't the big Sesame Street kid. Jack was Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues, which wasn't around, I
Blue's
think, when we were
Clues. Go
kids.
back to where you.
Blue's Clues is like a dog. It's
No,
a
no,
blue
no, no.
dog.
But I do remember the.
He wasn't Sesame Street. He
Yeah,
was just some blue dog.
but the big thing with Blue's, yeah, but the Blue's Clues thing is was to go back to where you were before when you're looking for something. That's what I was saying.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
where I put my
yeah.
keys. Back to where you were before. Oh, holy crap! There's 6 keys. You know,
Well,
awesome.
he used to have you remember they had the handy dandy notebook?
No,
It was like a little notebook and they'd draw pictures or I don't know if they're
picture
taking notes.
pages. I remember picture pages.
Picture pages. That was
How to
Bill
keep crayons in
Cosby.
your pencils.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
Yeah, the
And
cards.
yeah. And they had the thinking. Do you remember the thinking chair on Blue's Clues, right? It was like
Again,
you don't remember, no? Yeah. Well, if you ever find yourself surrounded by children that belong to you, you'll probably have to watch it,
Yeah, that don't belong to me.
or don't belong to you. Yeah. 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 It was our time was it Captain Kangaroo and
Yes.
Mister Rogers.
Yep.
I think they're all dead now, right? I don't know if Captain Kangaroo's dead. I know Mr. Green Jeans is, and Mr. Rogers is.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about Captain Kangaroo, but all good guys.
All good guys. Never
Never no
accused of
scandals.
touching
Yeah,
anybody inappropriately.
they were doing it because they liked the job, not because they had ulterior motives, like
Right.
everybody seems to today. Uh,
Well, it's kind of a weird thing now. It's like you can't.
can't touch
I
the
mean,
kids. Yeah, that's weird.
well, think of it. I mean, if you were like a guy who wanted to, these days, for whatever reason, you want to coach kids rec league soccer.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you don't have a kid in that rec league group.
That should throw up a flag right there. It should be, unless you're like a
Right.
professional soccer player or something like that, and you just want to help out. That there should be a question as to why some weird guy wants to coach a bunch of kids.
Right. Right. Well, should it or shouldn't it? You
Oh, it
can't
should be.
just.
I wouldn't, cart him off to prison right away, but I would definitely keep a close eye on him.
You say that's guilty.
No, but it should definitely raise some questions, raise some flags.
Right. I say no coaching. You can referee all you want.
Yeah, I don't. It's so hard nowadays. I mean, I don't know if it was back then, if it, happened with the same frequency as it does now, and we just didn't know about it, or if it's, just like a new thing. Like I don't know what was big back then. You know,